Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
Are you ready?
It is Sunday, and you're listening to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
Give me a hell yeah! Get some
Ooh, yeah.
With Kinny Killa.
Hey yo! We're in the big D tonight, baby! And we are live! Woo!
And the gal them Sugar Sugs.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be! Cause that's the bottom line! The Stone Cold Simpson!
Oh, son of a bitch, if you just heard the glass shatter, that's right, it's the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast, episode 144, and I am the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the one man with no Instagram, Kinny Killa. Now, people, I can actually say this, I have my partner in crime back. He is back for the end of the year episode. For the end of the year, Sunday Segue Awards is none other than the gal them Sugar Sugs.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, indeed. Now, we have to make sure we get our prediction panel on the show for the end of the year show, just because, you know, it's been some of the funniest shows when we have them on. So, obviously, it means I have to get my next brother from another. That's right, it is Wrestle Review's own Tom Brady.
Morning, everyone. Merry Christmas, one and all.
Merry Christmas. Wait, what was your gimmick name again?
I can't remember. We did it last week. It was something to do with Bailey. No, it was like, we want some Brady.
That was it. That was it.
I knew it was something Bailey based, and that's just reminded me of it.
Alright, we're just gonna wait for Fame. Fame Black is obviously gonna be in the building. Nature Boy Fame Black, so we just gotta wait for that. But nevertheless, Tom, how was your Christmas?
Fantastic. Had such a good day. Ate so much food, and just monged about a bit, to be honest. But then, other than that, 2K16, please someone tweet me how to get out submissions, please. I can't even get past the first Bret Hart match. Please, someone help me. It's ruining my Christmas, man.
Oh
man, Shugs, how you been? How was your Christmas?
Yeah, it was good. Good. Just getting that fat munch, just munching that turkey, eating that chocolate, trying to get in the celebrations first to get them Maltesers. You know how it is.
You know.
So you're not left with them Bounty and Twix.
It's a ghetto problems.
Exactly.
Right. Oh man. For all the seconds out there who don't know, your boy Kinny Killa proposed to his missus, and she has agreed to become Mrs. Killa. So yeah, that's right. We are engaged. Safe, fam. Safe.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah. So I'm making an honest woman of her, or she's making an honest man out of me. So yeah, plan probably April 2018. That's how we do. Yeah. So but apart from that, I got myself a chess set. I can't complain because I love chess. I haven't got a chess set, and I got so many other presents for my 30th birthday. So I got a PS4. So any gift, it doesn't really matter. So it's all good. Right, so Shugs is back. I'm happy. It's the end of the year show, which means that we're gonna have the first ever Sunday Segue end of year awards, which will be also it will also help us do the next episode, or the next two episodes. We're gonna do a Royal Rumble sweepstakes, so make sure you check out for that. But yeah, we've got categories galore. We've got best wrestler, we've got best match, best pay-per-view, best female, best tag team, best moment, best promotion, worst wrestler, worst match, worst pay-per-view, worst female, worst tag team, worst moment, worst promotion, most improved, biggest decline, most underused, one to watch in 2016, and pay-per-view storyline feud of the year. So what we're going to do right now is just go to the show, Sunday Segue. Make sure you check us out on our website, the Sunday Segue, podcast.wix.com/Sunday Segue. Also, on Twitter, that's at Sunday Segue. Segue is spelled Segue. We're on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube, on iTunes, Podomatic, Stitcher. Don't forget to download that Double Twist player. Shout outs, maxwrestling.wix.com/Max Wrestling, business partners in crime. Attitude of Aggression. Me and the cookie cutter podcaster himself will be on Attitude of Aggression on Wednesday. You What got shout out Jason Clarkson and Squeak. You What, make sure you check them out. And Offshoot Pigeon Patrol, make sure you check them out. Shugs, any shout outs?
Shout out to cranberry sauce.
Don't know.
You make my Christmas every year.
Brady, any shout outs?
Just a quick one to all the people down at Preston City Wrestling. I won some tickets a little while ago now, and everyone there was just so sound about it. Like, they just awesome show. It was with the Ring of Honor show as well.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Everyone there was really, 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 really nice. Especially I met Shah Samuels. What a man! He's a great dude. So yeah, and then shout out also to Stuffing, because that is also the pairing with the cranberry sauce. That's my vote for best tag team of the year.
I like that. I'm just trying to think of something to just dash in there for some next food as well, like Albisto or something. Like, I don't know. Booker T saying, "Tell me you did not just say that." with his one lock.
So strange.
His one locks is all like formed into one. he's got that weekend natty dread. All right, let's go into the awards. Here we go. We're not talking about Raw. We're not talking about NXT. It's the awards. So we're going to go through the whole year. So let's talk best wrestler. Shugs, who did you pick for best wrestler?
Well, I think this is probably going to be the only time that I'm in line with the Slammy Awards. And the best wrestler is Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had an up and down year. You know, he wasn't always used the best way, but he always performed, and that's the main thing. You know, when he was in the ring, that's when he made it happen. So Rollins, wrestler of the year.
Okay, Tom.
I've gone for the man himself, John Cena. I thought about what made Raw great every single week for me, and when the Open Challenge was on, that was the best bits of Raw every single week. I think he's put on a lot of good matches this year, and he's been for the first year in ages really enjoyable. So yeah, but Seth Rollins definitely up there as well.
All right. Well, I went with Seth Rollins, just because. I mean, he's carried the promotion all year pretty much until he got injured. He did double duty, triple duty. This guy was all over the shop. And it didn't ever feel overexposed, I suppose, because he was playing a certain type of heel. Maybe not the type of heel we wanted, but he was playing a good enough heel throughout the whole year. And I'm just surprised that... Actually, no, I'm not surprised. Because they put this title on him and he just ran with it, and he did so well. I mean, he updated his the promos were better, his look. He went all fucking White Ranger on us, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he definitely has to be my wrestler of the year. Right, so the rest of the segheads, we got Michael Cook. He picked Jay Lethal.
Good choice.
I mean, so did Bill Skyler and so did Tony Walker. Jay Lethal, I think the way that they booked him this year was amazing, to not only hold the TV title for so long, but then to beat Briscoe for the ROH World title, to have 2 belts. Man, you know, what a heel. I think one of the best heels of the year. Roger the Power Tweeter picked Neville as his best wrestler of the year.
Wow.
Roxy picked Seth Rollins. Craig Phoenix picked Rollins. Dazzy picked Jay Lethal. And Darren Dyer picked Roderick Strong. Now, Roderick Strong on the indie scene has been absolutely off the chain this year. He made an appearance at Rev Pro against Nakamura, and that match was meant to be off the chain. So, yeah, there you go. All right, let's go for best match. Shugs.
Best match? Cena Rollins SummerSlam. I was gonna pick the triple threat match, but I think what made the Cena Rollins was just the White Power Ranger. that just made my year. Just to come in, just looking so fresh in the match, and just just a great match. It was like, obviously Cena had a great year in terms of matches, and this was like right up there with his match with Cesaro. He had a great match with Neville as well, but I think Cena Rollins at SummerSlam is my match of the year.
Okay. Right, Tom.
I'm going to go for the triple threat. That was one of just an all-time sort of classic for me. The Rollins dive from the rope through the table on Lesnar with his elbow, like that was awesome. Like it was such a good match, and like them beating down Lesnar and to just fight between the two of them, and then Lesnar comes back anyway. Like that was awesome. Like made Lesnar look like a killing machine again. Like I loved that match. Like loved it.
All right. Well, my best match has to be Sasha versus Bailey at NXT Brooklyn. Now, I was gonna go for a match at Wrestle Kingdom 9, and the reason I didn't, right, is because the impact that had on me, I didn't think it would have that kind of impact on me when I watched it. After the match, I just stood up and I was like, yo, what the hell did I just see? You know, these two women going out there, just going on crazy. The moves, the finish, the backwards hurricanrana landed on the head, the everything about it was just amazing. You know, it was just amazing, and they definitely flipped the script in terms of how we watch women and how we see women. Definitely in wrestling today. So that has to be my my match of the year. So some of the others we got, Michael Cook, he picked Sasha versus Bailey. Then we got Bill Skyler, he put Sasha versus Bailey at the Iron Man match. Tony Walker also Sasha versus Bailey. Roger, the Power Twitter, he picked Balor versus Neville. Roxy, she picked the Triple Threat match, just like you, Tom. Craig Phoenix, he picked Bailey versus Sasha, the Iron Man match. Dazzy, so did he. And Darren Dyer, he picked Nakamura versus Ibushi. Which again, yeah, that match was it was just
that was a hell of a match. Like,
yeah, off the chain, man, off the chain.
Yeah.
All right, so
I got some picks in.
oh, you got some picks?
Hot off the press.
Ooh.
From our good Welsh buddy Murphy, and Murphy saying Cena versus Owens. So it must have been which one was that? TLC, was it TLC? Or no, that was Money in the Bank.
Elimination Chamber one.
Elimination Chamber, yeah, because they had two, didn't they?
Yeah.
What was his best wrestler?
Rollins.
Rollins. Okay, cool. All right, let's go on to best pay-per-view then. Tom, what was your best pay-per-view?
I've gone for ICW's Fear and Loathing 8. I've been following that for quite a while, and that every match on that card for me delivered. And the main event was it was a close second in my match of the year, and I think just the whole storyline leading up to it was perfect, and it made that pay-per-view really special for me. So that's what I'd have to go with, definitely.
What was the main event in that one?
Drew Galloway versus Grado. It was on a new level of I absolutely loved it. Like it was so good. But yeah, I definitely have to say that.
All right, Shugs, your best pay-per-view.
Mine was Money in the Bank this year.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought the matches were good, and I think like Money in the Bank is like slowly moving up to displace probably like Survivor Series as one of the big four. No one cares about Survivor Series anymore. So yeah, I kind of think it's like WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Money in the Bank. Yeah. I just thought it was a good match, and obviously just Rollins again. Rollins.
It's just
the year of
Rollins. The year of bloody fish in a boat. Standard. What did Murphy pick?
Mania.
Okay. Right. I went with Wrestle Kingdom 9. Right. And the reason I went with Wrestle Kingdom 9 is because we had this big hoo-ha about Wrestle Kingdom 9. Then going over to America and everyone being able to see see it in America, and it's just going a bit more wider around the world. And the main the matches, there was at least 4 or 5-star matches in that pay-per-view towards the end, and just the whole thing, just a spectacular, and how for me the impact it made on me being new to New Japan at the time. I mean, I was Shugs knows I was gassing out when I first we first started watching New Japan this year. So yeah, has to be that for me. So some of the other picks, Cookie and Bill Skyler, they also picked Wrestle Kingdom 9. Tony Walker picked Death Before Dishonor 13. Roger the Power Tweeter picked TLC. Roxy picked NXT Brooklyn. Craig and Dazzy picked WrestleMania Play Button. And Darren Dyer picked Evolve 47. So some good picks there. I love the indie picks, by the way. That's, thanks to all the segheads for doing that. All right, so best female. Shugs.
I picked Bailey.
Mhm.
I would have wanted to pick Sasha Banks, but I suppose since she's come up to the main roster, she's sort of like disappeared, or her status on the show was dropped. Whereas Bailey stayed in NXT and she's like maintained it and she's still doing her thing. So yeah, Bailey.
All right, over to you, Brady.
I'm going to agree with that. I'm based on the same sort of thing. Like Banks hasn't continued through the year, not by her own fault, but she hasn't continued to excel. And Bailey's got better and better and better and better every single week. And also, one of my favorite matches of the year was Eve Marie versus Bailey, like on NXT at the time. I thought that was awesome. Like that was really good, and she got a great match out of someone who's not great. We'll say. And so, yeah, it definitely has to be Bailey for me.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So my best female is Sasha Banks. It just has to be Sasha Banks, and I know, definitely for what Shugs is saying, she went up to the main roster, that affected her year. But for me, just the one thing that we've had a problem with the Divas is not, their characters and not really knowing where they're standing, especially when they're coming up to the main roster. But Sasha Banks, for me, she encompasses that. She knows her role, she knows who she is, she knows her character, and she plays it well. And she's done that throughout most of the year. And in NXT, I mean, she raised the bar when she beat Charlotte for the title. And the matches she was having, oh man, yeah, she is. She's changed the landscape of women's wrestling. But I have to give an honourable shout out to Bailey as well, because without Bailey right now, I think we still wouldn't have the kind of twinkle in the eye women's wrestling has at the moment. So yeah, definitely shout out to Bailey. Who did Murphy pick?
Paige.
Ooh. Did he give any reason?
I think it's probably the push-up bra.
Okay, there you go. Oh man. All right. So some of the others. Best female. Cookie. He picked Sasha Banks. Bill Skyler and Tony Walker both picked Bailey. Roger Power Tweeter picked Alpha Female. Nice one. Roxy and Craig Phoenix both picked Sasha Banks. Dazzy picked Bailey, and Darren picked Sasha Banks also. All right, we're gonna go on now to best tag team. Now some of these people's picks they surprised me, because I thought they were all gonna go one way, but they're not, which is good. So Shugs.
Well, this tag team has changed me from a hater to a believer. So I just gotta give it up for my man, my brother, Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods, Biggie, Kofi, New Day. I don't know how anyone could pick anything different, unless it's a non-WWE tag team. Then, because the rest of the tag teams in the WWE just haven't done anything at all year.
Can you just speak a little bit about the impact they've actually had on you, Shugs? Because you got to remember, when we first started at this, I mean, we were going in on them. I was dissing Kofi.
Well, exactly. So New Day were bad enough for you to actually sit down and write your own rap. Write your own New Day diss, and then I was dissing Xavier Woods from like day one, and then obviously Kofi, everyone recognizes him, everyone knows he does his little spots at the Royal Rumble or whatever, but we've been waiting for Kofi since he would bust up Randy Orton on the car, so for all these to just come together and make this tag team and to be featured on Raw, and for just not to be their character. My character is I'm a black guy. They're just characters, which is, they've done so much in a short space of time.
Okay, yeah, man, yeah, I got to echo those words from Shugs. I mean, they just made a massive impact on us. I picked up a pen and paper and started spitting bars. That's how bad it was. Shugs was using the "See You Next Tuesday." Right, that's how bad it was. But yeah, full circle. Brady.
I'll give a quick shout out to War Machine. They were in my close second, because they have put on some incredible matches this year. Big fans of them, but it's got to be New Day. You can't look past them now. They are a staple of WWE television now. Kofi's never been this interesting. Even the Randy Orton stuff, I think he's more interesting now because he's funny, and Big E obviously helps as well because he's naturally like charismatic. Xavier Woods could, I mean, what? There's so much been said about Xavier Woods. There's not much more you can say. And dude, it's been awesome. Your favorite bits throughout since they turned heel. You know, your favorite bits throughout the year, pretty much all year.
Mm-hmm.
So my favorite bit is for them was when they had that Thanksgiving dinner on SmackDown, and Kofi says Xavier says, "Oh, the power of poultry" instead of the power of positivity, and Kofi just explains. He goes, "Poultry is another name for turkey." Like, I don't know why I found that really funny. Like, that was, I just think they've just been great. Like, absolutely perfect. Couldn't have booked them better since they turned.
Well, I have to repeat that. So my pick is New Day also. Man, it's just the way these guys have just transformed everyone's kind of thought process in terms of WWE being funny, you know, and Vince actually allowing them to do their own shtick. And it's just been great to see them and how they've evolved from, you know, they're just three black guys and trying to portray being three black guys, but now they're just being three guys that know each other, work well together, and are very, very funny. So, yeah, hands off to New Day, man. They did the work. Murphy, who did Murphy pick? Shugs.
Oh.
Have we got technical
I think
difficulties? We might have some technical difficulties. I'm just trying to see if I got any messages. Shugs, you still there?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Oh.
What happened there?
I was just at the good downstairs.
Oh. Oh man. Yeah. What was Murphy's pick for best tag team?
New Day.
New Day. Okay, so we've got Cookies picking New Day. We've got Bill Skyler picking the Young Bucks. Now the Young Bucks, again, all through the year, ROH, New Japan, their matches have been just off the chain. Again, setting a standard, you know, a standard for wrestling. We're talking about gimmicks with the New Day, but for wrestling standard for the tag teams, the Young Bucks, they've done it, man. They've done it. Tony Walker's picked the Addiction. Again, another shout out for Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. Also now adding Chris Sabin to the mix. Now we've got Roger Power Tweeter. He picked the Bullet Club. Roxy picked Enzo and Cass. Craig Phoenix picked the New Day. Dazzy picked Enzo and Cass. And Darren Dyer picked the Kingdom. Yeah, so again, shout out for Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. And Maria Kanellis. Again, they've got promoted over up to New Japan and they've been doing their thing as well. So yeah, some good shout outs there. All right. So final one before we go to a quick break. Best promotion. Tom.
I said about them before, and I'll say it again now. ICW for me, Insane Championship Wrestling. There's something about I love wrestling, you know, as it is. I love, you know, New Japan. I love WWE. I love NXT, but ICW offers wrestling purely for adults. Like you go to that show, you'll hear more "See You Next Tuesdays" than anywhere else. It's a show you go and you're gonna get abused by some wrestlers, and you can abuse some wrestlers, and it's very attitude era turned up to you goodness knows what. Like, it's been an awesome year for them, and to go from being a small British promotion to selling out a 4,000 seat arena, I really couldn't pick anyone else in my personal opinion.
All right, Shugs. Where's he gone?
It's a mystery, man.
He's gone again. Yeah, he says, one sec, be right back. So Shugs has gone somewhere. So I'll go for my pick. So my pick for best promotion is NXT. The impact NXT has had around the world is just crazy. I mean, to think that every show sells out at Full Sail. Every show sells out when they started going on tour. I mean, they went on tour this year around the country and just again sold out. Then they did they did their first pay-per-view outside of Full Sail in Brooklyn. That sold out. And now they did the tour over here, and that sold out, you know. Like, the amount of love they got is just mental. It's mental. And they can become a massive, massive... I mean, we got to watch out for them 2016 because they're going to sign bigger stars. They're going to be going to bigger buildings. And the one in Dallas, whoa. That's all I'm saying. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm hoping that it's Balor versus Hideo. That's what I'm hoping. So, yeah.
Just to build on that as well, so like to sell out is one thing, but to sell out in seconds, like it's selling out before you can even attempt to get tickets pretty much all the time. Like, it's selling out faster than any WWE pay-per-views at all. Like, I can't remember the last one that sold out as fast as this. But awesome. Like, they're going from strength to strength. Just quick, you're saying they're going to sign bigger stars. Who do you reckon is your number one pick to get signed next?
Oh, man. I want to see Austin Aries.
That's a good, yeah.
I want to see Austin Aries. I got to see Austin Aries. That would be, for me, that would just, that would flip the script for me. I'll just be like, yo. But I think Shugs would say Shinsuke. If Shinsuke come over, he'll blow his top. That would be it. Shugs, you back? Shugs,
No,
you back? No, he's gone. He's still gone somewhere. It's okay. It's all right, Shugs. We'll go through some of the other picks. So Michael Cook, he picked ICW as well. Both Bill Skyler and Tony Walker, they picked NXT. Roger Power-Tweeter picked GFW, Global Force Wrestling. Roxy, Craig, and Dazzy, they all picked NXT. And Darren Dyer, he picked New Japan. So anyway, we're going to continue here. We're going to go to a break and then we'll be back with the rest of the show and the worst picks, okay? So don't you miss it.
Live from the In the Room studios located in the Net Carrier Enclave, this is the VOC Nation Radio Network.
Hey everyone, it is your favorite knockout, Mickey James, and you're listening to the VOC Nation.
Hey there, hi there, ho there. Thanks for coming on down. It's Save Wrestling, the podcast, and the business-making town. I am your award-winning hostess with the mostest, Shelly Funtime Martinez, and she is my co-host, Dazzling Danielle.
Woo! Hello out there.
And together we are the Martinez Girls. You finally did it. And you can join us here Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern on the VOC Nation as we save wrestling together, Danielle.
Fighting crime.
Woo!
And we're back, people. Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast, episode 144. Shugs had to make a quick departure, but that's all good. The show must go on. So, me and Mr. Brady, when we got to do our damn thing and do the rest of the show, especially when we have our worst picks to go through. So, worst wrestler, Tom. Worst wrestler.
Now, this is tough because I don't think there's been that many really bad wrestlers this year. But if anyone watches TNA, if you know Shearer, he is 100% my worst wrestler. I just can't get into him, and the Shearer shake is something that I think is etched in my memory forever now, and will give me nightmares until I finish watching wrestling. Because when he did it in the Bound for Glory Battle Royal for a title shot, and everyone started doing that Shearer shake, and they were grooving about, I was just like, no, this is the worst wrestler for me. I'm not a fan.
Wow, okay. All right. So, for me, worst wrestler is Yujiro fucking Takahashi. I cannot stand this guy in New Japan. This guy is just annoying. The gimmick is shit. I just don't like him. He comes out like he's the playboy of the Bullet Club, and he is a dick. Literally. His moveset is shit. He's just shit. And he keeps hurting people with that Tokyo Pimps finisher. He needs to stop that shit. Like, just stop it, man. Just stop it. And as I say, I do it like fucking The Fink when he calls out Harvey Whippleman. Yujiro fucking Takahashi. There you go. Yeah. So some of the others. Right. So we got Michael Cook. He picks Big Show. We got Bill Skyler. He picks Bo Dallas. Tony Walker picks The Miz. Roger Power-Tweeter picks Dalton Castle, which surprised me. Yeah. Roxy picked Big Show. Craig picked Big Show. Dazzy picked Braun Strowman. And Darren Dyer picked Mojo Rawley.
Do you know what, I think I'm a bit of a mark for Braun Strowman, you know. I think I'm getting into him. I don't know, there's something about a big guy who can't really wrestle that's making me laugh quite a lot, and I'm quite enjoying that, so. I also thought Adam Rose as well would be my second choice. Goodness me.
Yeah.
What a year he's had.
Yeah, true, definitely. Alright, so worst match.
It's got to be the Elimination Chamber IC title.
Yeah.
That was the biggest mess that I think I've ever seen on live pay-per-view. And the funniest bit for me was Ziggler when Mark Henry had come out and wasn't wrestling, but wasn't selling. He wasn't doing anything, just sort of standing watching. And Ziggler at one point just goes, "Mark, stay there," and does like a DDT, and then he goes, "Come on, Mark," and then Mark like attacks someone then, and that was funny for me. Ziggler did really well in that match to keep it going, but that was just an absolute catastrophe. Like, what a match.
Okay. Worst match is the same for me. IC title Elimination Chamber was just shockingly bad. I mean, you've said it, mate. So I have to agree with you on that one. WWE, you need to fix up with that shit next time we do Elimination Chamber. God damn it. All right. So some of the other picks. We had Royal Rumble match. The actual Royal Rumble match itself
that written down as well.
Michael Cook. Again, Bill Skyler, Elimination Chamber. Tony Walker picked Eric Young versus Chris Melendez. Now, this match, right? Chris Melendez has got one leg, yeah, and it just it's again the whole match is just silly. Roger Powertutor picked Sting loses to Triple H. Roxy picked Ryback versus Big Show versus The Miz.
Oh, goodness me.
The IC title thing. Craig Phoenix picked Neville versus Mark Henry. Dazzy picked Eva versus Eddie Jobber. And Darren Dyer picked Cena versus Rusev in that chain match.
Oh, that was long. That match.
Yeah.
Goodness me. It didn't make any sense. Yeah. To be honest, actually, Cena and Rusev, they had a couple of stinkers.
Yeah. All right, let's go for worst female.
Worst female. Now, as I mentioned it before, Eva Marie was actually in a match that I really enjoyed this year. So I'm not going to pick Eva Marie. I'm going to pick Brie Bella because I want her to go away so much. It's not even heat. It's just get off my TV. I am tired of you. Stop shouting Brie mode when in Total Divas that means you get absolutely wasted. That shouldn't be a good thing. Like, that shouldn't give you power to win. And also her "Come on, Nikki" was the worst thing of the early 2015 for me. So yeah, Brie Bella, she can get off my screen.
All right, now for me, the worst. Everyone who is a seghead absolutely knows. There's just no comparison. Right now, the fool, Eva Marie. I will say it again. The fool, Eva Marie, is the worst female wrestler. Even with Bayley helping her, she is the worst female wrestler this year. Now, hopefully, all the wrestling and she does in the Performance Center, hopefully she comes back next year better. You know, hopefully she does a Trish Stratus and just gets better. But for this year, love, done. I'm done. Now we have Michael Cook, Bill Skyler, Tony Walker, Roxy, Darren Dyer, all saying Eva Marie. We've had Roger Powertutor say he says Angelina Love. Craig Phoenix picks Nikki Bella, and Dazzy picks Nia Jax.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, we should probably send Eva Marie some kind of actual physical award in the post after that unanimous.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, she's.
I forgot to say that what my best moment was. But my best moment was Kota Ibushi winning the New Japan Cup. For me, that
awesome.
Yeah, Kota Ibushi is one of my favorite New Japan wrestlers, and he just stepped up to the plate with that. 2 really good matches, one in the semis, one in the final. Woo! And then go to Invasion Attack, and that match with AJ Styles where he did the fucking he did the Phoenix Splash off the top rope, and then AJ caught him into the AJ Styles Clash. That was it, man. Some of the others best moments. For Cookie was Grado winning the the ICW title. Bill Skyler was the US Open Challenge. Tony Walker, it was Brock snapping the day after Mania.
Awesome.
Roger Paratuti said Extreme Scarlet retains British Women's title. Roxy Kalisto doing the Solita del Sol of TLC off the ladder. Craig Phoenix and Dazzy both said Owens pinning Cena on his first night
Nice.
on the main roster, and Darren Dyer picked Jay Lethal winning the title.
So I had a couple down, but Grado takes the cake for me. I also had Dudley Boy's return, because when they first came back, I lost my mind, just not been the same since. And then Roman winning the title on Raw, I absolutely was so invested. But yeah, lots of really good moments this year, loads of great stuff. There's so many more things I could probably name. But,
I know.
no one even picked Rollins Cash in. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
And that was an incredible moment. Yeah.
You forget, you know. All right, worst pay-per-view.
I don't know if you watched, but Triple Mania from AAA we just talked about an absolute disaster in the IC Chamber match. This was a disaster for the whole show. Everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong. I felt bad for the wrestlers, to be honest, but that's a terrible pay-per-view. Really, really, really bad. For your number one pay-per-view of the year as well, it can't be that bad. It cannot be that bad.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. But my worst pay-per-view has to be TNA Bound for Glory. Dude, TNA, this is your WrestleMania, right? Lack of promotion. It looked so shoddy. It was just, oh my God. That was it, man.
Yeah. I think when I watched that, I'm sure it was I was like, oh, I'll just, as a bit of a joke, see how long it is until the first botch. About 6 minutes. And they'd missed that dive. I think it was DJs. He did a dive that was awesome out the ring, and everyone missed it. But so many bad matches on that card. The Battle Royal is one of my worst of the year, and Matt Hardy winning the title just shouldn't have happened, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, definitely. Some of the others, worst pay-per-view, again, Cookie, TNA Bound for Glory, Bill Skyler, Triple Mania from AAA. Tony Walker said SummerSlam. Roger Parasweeter, Roxy, Craig Phoenix, and Dazzy all picked Survivor Series, and Darren Dyer picked SummerSlam. Some of those again, some good picks. Completely forgot about Survivor Series again because it was so shit.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to worst tag team.
I'm gonna go with Matadores because, there's just nothing that can make me care about him. I just can't. And I don't think even repackaging them now, I think they've sort of killed off their career, not intentionally, but man, that gimmick sucks so hard. I hate them. Get off. Another one. They could team up with Brie Bella and just go away. I'd love that.
Yeah.
Or Brie Bella could be the new El Torito. She could be the bull, and that in fact, that's how to make me watch. If you make Brie Bella the bull and make her run around, in that costume, then I'll watch 100%.
Okay. All right. So my one, worst tag team has to be Blake and Murphy. Even though they won the titles, it was just nothing to them. Nothing. The dubstep cowboys, whatever you want to call them, these guys, it was just nothing. Then they gave them Alexa Bliss. That helped a little bit, but not that much. I weren't a fan at all. The only thing I like about them is that running suplex. But apart from that, they look stupid. It's just dumb. Yeah, don't like it. Right, some of the others. Worst tag team. We had Cookie and Bill Skyler and Darren Dyer all pick Ascension. We had Tony Walker pick Silas Young and Bear City Bruiser. Roger Paratuta picked the Vaudevillains. Roxy picked the Usos. Craig Phoenix picked the PTP. And Dazzy picked the Hype Bros. Some good choices there. All right, so let's go for the worst moment of the year.
This is a tough one because there's been a couple. Big shout out to the Matt Hardy title fiasco. Like giving up your title the day after Bound for Glory on YouTube is the stupidest, most TNA thing that I've seen in ages. But for me, it has to be the Sting versus Rollins. Sting collapsing after and there being clearly a lot of injury there. That really that was a big one for me because I'm a massive Sting fan, obviously, and that was hard to watch. So that has to be the worst moment for me.
Okay. Right. The worst moment for me was Dusty passing away. Dusty passing away, he was so influential to the guys at NXT. And just, a lot of us. I mean, I've watched Dusty since the late 80s, right? And see, this guy making such an impact in NXT, and then all of a sudden just suddenly passing away. Oh man, yeah, it just hit me. It definitely did hit me. So, R.I.P. Dusty. And hopefully you're up there with the rest of them. Shining down on the rest of the young talent, making sure that you're looking out for them. Right, some of the others. Worst moment. Cookie, Matt Hardy winning the TNA World Title and then giving it up. Stupid.
It still gets to me. It still gets to me. Right?
It's real to me, goddammit.
Yeah, you said it before. It's their WrestleMania, and they knew that they'd have to do that if they were to give the title to Matt Hardy, and they still did it. Brilliant. Thanks.
Yeah.
And I'm an EC3 mark, so.
For that reason as well, I think PWI have not recognized the TNA World Title as a world title anymore.
Wow.
So there you go.
Wow, that's.
We also have so Bill Schuyler says Hogan being removed from Hall of Fame. Tony Walker says R-Truth thinking he was in Money in the Bank. Now I thought that was funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
I thought that was funny.
Love that.
But Tony Walker did say, even though some people thought it was funny, to him he just thought it was pointless. So, but I thought it was absolutely hilarious. And
I want him to do it for other things as well.
Yeah.
Now, like the Royal Rumble, maybe it's not for some reason. He's got to be in it, but. Or like the Survivor Series tournament come out for a match and then he's not actually on. I think that would have been great.
I know.
It's a good gimmick for him.
Roger Power Twitter says Reigns saying tater tots.
Oh yeah.
Roxy says Piper's death, Piper passing away. And we also have Craig Phoenix says whoever invented Sheamus 515.
Oh yeah.
Dazzy picked Nikki Bella being the longest reigning Divas champ, and Darren Dyer saying the booking of the Dusty tournament in favour of the NXT London main event. All right. So worst promotion.
I think this might be unanimous. I'm going to go for TNA because I don't want to watch it anymore. Nothing about it pleased me anymore. They did one of my favourite matches of the year as well earlier in the year. Rockstar Spud versus EC3 was awesome. And I was like, oh, what a great year for TNA this could be. And no, disaster.
Yeah, I have to echo that as well, TNA. But Iron Sheik has the reasons why. Because they're fucking bullshit. Thank you, Shiki. Now, some of the others, well, everyone apart from Darren Dyer said TNA. Darren Dyer said WWE. He did not like it, and I think he's having NXT as something separate. So, yeah, he's saying WWE. Right, let's go to most improved. Who's your most improved?
It's gonna have to be Dana Brooke. I am, as I think has been voiced before, big fan. I think she's really, really good now. Just gets that heat. I don't know how she's doing it, but she's getting that heat, and she's because she was poor at the start, really poor, and now she's really good. I think she could go onto the main roster now. Personally, I think she's ready for that. But if you'd told me that at the start of the year, I'd have called you crazy because she was awful. But awesome, yeah, Dana Brooke.
My most improved has to be Katsuyori Shibata. Again, he's making a stance for that main event in New Japan. Now, my most improved would have been Kota Ibushi, but obviously he got injured. So, but yeah, it's Katsuyori Shibata. He will be a main event player next year. I think his feud with Naito again, it's just been amazing. So yeah, it has to be Shibata. Some of the others, Cookie, he picked Jason Jordan.
Oh, awesome!
Mm-hmm.
Big fans of Jason Jordan.
Bill Schuyler picked Emma.
Oh, again, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tony Walker picked Bailey. Roger the Power Tweeter, he picked the Great Cheyenne, a really, really good British indie wrestler. Roxy, she picked John Cena.
Wow.
Yeah. And you know what? Yeah, I have to say, definitely. Yeah.
I didn't even think about it though at the time, but then yeah.
I like that pick, Roxy. Nice one, that Roxy girl. Craig Phoenix, he picked Kevin Owens. Dazzy picked Roman Reigns. And Darren Dyer picked Watanabe, i.e. Evil, because he went to ROH to hone his craft. He come over here from Japan. He did well as Watanabe, and now he's gone back over to New Japan as Evil. And looks like he's gone into a feud with Goto. So yeah, all right,
awesome.
So we've got a couple more, 4 more. So let's go to biggest decline.
Ooh, tough. I've got 2, and I'm gonna go for Rusev because he came into this year on fire and was one of my favorite wrestlers by far. He came second in the Rumble. I mean, the match wasn't great, but he came second in the Rumble. He was holding the US title. He was dominating everyone, and then John Cena came and just and then he just AA and the Springboard Stunner, and his entrance at WrestleMania was great as well. And now he's I don't know. I think they've sort of the Rusev I can already see getting to the end of his sort of tether, because the foreign heel gimmick doesn't last long, and unfortunately for him, he's an awesome wrestler, but what a year.
All right. So my biggest decline is Dolph Ziggler, right? And it's Dolph Ziggler because he has just been like wallowing, and he's just been the same. Nothing new, only the clothes is different. But what he's doing, he's starting to resemble HBK. Be yourself. Be the next Ziggler. Be yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to go away, cut, and just come back fresh, looking. Do an AJ Styles. Go away and come back something different. Because look at AJ Styles now.
Awesome.
You know,
but like easily one of the best wrestlers in the world now because he reinvented himself.
Exactly. So yeah, mine's Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler is like an old jumper that you quite like.
Yeah.
But you put it on after a few years and you find out that it stinks. Yeah. And then it gets to that stage and you're just like, oh. And then you got to throw it away, or you got to change your jumper to a new jumper because. But as well as with Ziggler, this time last year he was getting arguably the biggest pops in the company, and now it's pretty flat.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Shame for him.
Biggest decline. So Cookie picked Paige. Bill Schuyler just picked TNA. Tony Walker picked The Miz. Roger Power Tweeter picked Kane. Roxy picks Curtis Axel. The Phoenix picked I don't understand. Dazzy picked Ziggler. And Darren Dyer picked Becky Lynch. Right, let's go on to the next category. Let's go on to most underused.
I'm going Bad News Barrett because he's amazing, and I think he could be. I mean, for years people have been saying it. He's a main event star, but he's just not being used in that way, and it's been ruined now. There's no way he can climb into that sort of upper bracket, and that's unfortunate. But yeah, it's got to be BNB for me.
Okay. For me, it's got to be Ambrose. I don't believe it's been used well at all this year. I think he could be definitely used differently. He should have been turned heel. And I think we would have got much of a bigger impact from him if he was a heel. But yeah, it has to be Dean Ambrose for me. Cookie picked Damian Sandow. Bill Schuyler picked Bray Wyatt. Tony Walker picked King Barrett. Roxy put Heath Slater. Craig Phoenix picked Ambrose as well. Dazzy picked Becky Lynch, and Darren Dyer also picked Sandow.
Surprised no Cesaro's in there, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, because that was my second choice. Yeah,
mine too.
I mean, he again is another one who could move up into that upper tier, but it's just doesn't look like it's ever going to happen, unfortunately.
All right, we're going to go to our last break, and then we'll be back with the one to watch in 2016, the feud and storyline of the year, and then we'll also do Jobber of the Year, Move of the Year, and Wrestler of the Year, and Track of the Week. So don't you miss it.
What's up, everybody? This is Johnny Ferrari in Las Vegas, and you're listening to the Swerve Talk Network featuring Max Wrestling, Sunday Seg, Offshoot Radio, and more at the Swerve Talk Network on Twitter for more information. Woohoo!
And we're back, people. The last part of the Sunday Segue Wrestling podcast. Right, so let's go to the next category, the penultimate category, which is one to watch in 2016.
I'm going for Kalisto because I think he'll win a singles title next year, I think, in WWE. He is building himself up to be the next Rey Mysterio, which I usually hate when people are being the next someone, but Rey Mysterio is arguably the best lucha wrestler that's ever lived. Get on. Kalisto will be in that top bracket at some point, even if it's only for a couple of a pay-per-view. He'll be in that top bracket eventually in WWE. He's awesome.
I went with Finn Balor just because as soon as he goes up onto the main roster, I mean, look, everyone's injured. So they got to make that big impact after WrestleMania. That entrance, the vignettes, everything. It's going to be big. But yeah, Finn Balor, definitely watch out for him on the main roster next year. It's going to be big.
Joe and all.
Yeah.
Joe will make a massive impact. I reckon he'll be in the Rumble.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
Yeah, he's going to be in the Rumble.
So we have Michael Cook pick Biff Busick. Obviously, NXT assigned him and got things to look out. I want to give a shout out to Rich Swann as well because we've got big things from him. When these guys go up, they're going to be the guys to take over. So, yeah, big things looking. Bill Skyler also echoed you and said Kalisto. Tony Walker picked Dean Ambrose. Roger Power Tweeter said the Alpha Female. Roxy picked Sami Zayn. Craig Phoenix said the one to watch is ROH. Dazzy picked Asuka. And Darren Dyer picked Donovan Dijak. All right, so last one. Here we go. Feud storyline of the year.
I'm going to go with Drew, Galloway, and Grado. What a story that was. Watching Grado go from a purely comedic wrestler into someone who tapped into a bit of a more serious side and became a much better wrestler in the ring. Awesome. And I loved every second, and I loved how it was the main storyline and other people overlapped into it, like Big Damo and Jack Jester, but that was always the focus. Awesome, 100%.
My one has to be Owens and Cena. I think the way they made an impact for Owens coming on first time and beating Cena, that was amazing. And then the matches, that was the start of Cena really reinventing himself and doing some new moves. And that feud brought the best out of Cena, so it has to be that. So for all the other people, they picked Cookie picked Shibata versus Naito. Bill Skyler picked Taker versus Lesnar. Tony Walker picked Brock versus Taker. Roger picked James Storm on NXT. Roxy picked Cena versus Owen. Craig Phoenix picked Sasha versus Bayley. Dazzy picked Owens and Cena. And Darren Dyer picked Briscoe versus Jay Lethal. Okay, so there you have it. All of those feud storylines of the year was being great. Been absolutely great. So for me, we're just gonna go to Shug Stunners and end of year Shug Stunners. So Jobber of the year for me has to be who should we pick as Jobber of the year? I think Jobber of the year will have to go to someone like Bo Dallas. Has to be. Bo Dallas, Job of the year. Move of the year. Who goes move of the year? Move of the year would probably have to be the Styles Clash, just because the impact that move has had on everyone throughout the whole year. So the Styles Clash, again, look forward to that more next year. Wrestler of the year. Wrestler of the year for me has to go to jointly with Seth Rollins and Jay Lethal. 2 big years from 2 amazing wrestlers. So yeah, well done to those guys. All right, so that's that, people. That's the end of the show. That's the end of 2015. We'll be back in the new year. Shugs will be back. We'll also have your regular seg heads on the show as a guest. Also some new guests. Big things happening from us next year. We're going to be going to video content as well. So make sure you check out our YouTube channel, which will now be our parent channel, which is called The Sharpshooter. So make sure you check that out next year. Track of the week this week is none other than Macho Man's WCW theme. What up, March? Oh yeah! If you don't like that, you can choke on that, slap nuts. Woo!
What up, March?
Oh yeah!